How did you choose where to go to college? My senior year at Robert E. Lee High School was certainly a highlight year in many ways. Such an arrival year in a young person's life is also quite transitional. We had around 2,000 students in the school, with just over 500 in the senior class. We were a nationally recognized academic school with a large number of National Honor Society members, state champion sport teams, one of the best marching and concert bands in the country, as well as a large and accomplished vocal department. In such a setting, it was easy to enjoy scores of friendships, many of which would last a lifetime. In 1967, the country was deeply divided with the Vietnam War raging, and racial segregation creating tension that boiled over into demonstrations and even violent riots in many cities. Nearly everyone I knew was applying and attending colleges and universities around the state. Many young men were in various stages of avoiding the draft, as most draftees were being shipped out for military training and almost certain combat assignments in Vietnam. Nearly 60,000 young men lost their lives in that tragic war. Attending an educational institution was an excellent deferment from military service. Without a legitimate deferral, military service was almost a certainty. It seems that many, if not most of our intellectual sort of students were applying and attending the larger state universities, particularly Auburn and Alabama. Others of that academic level attended any number of private colleges. With nearly all young men and many young ladies applying to colleges, the admission standards and requirements were sharply raised, making admission for the average student fairly difficult. Thus was my malady. Having been far more interested in music activities and applying just enough effort to get by in the required academic classes, my grade point average reflected a lower cumulative score for the effort extended. Students normally send a number of applications to various schools in which they may be interested in attending. From the list of acceptances, scholarship offers, and rejections, students would make their final selection. I had a small collection of rejections from schools holding the high admission standards. There were also a few smaller school acceptances with scholarship offers attached. The best offer that came my way was from Troy University, which was close enough to Montgomery and provided a partial scholarship to defray tuition and housing expenses. It took relatively no time to realize this open door was one of the best decisions of my life. The scores of students who attended Troy from Robert E. Lee High School was a wonderful mix of highly gifted students with solid personal values, talents, and ambitions. Troy was able to build one of the very finest marching and concert band programs in the nation in the Sound of the South. The collegiate singers were already nationally renowned, academic offerings were wide and excellent, and additional employment opportunities around the city were extensive. Troy football quickly expanded and soon earned a national championship. Close and personal contact with university faculty was easily available, and each instructor made students feel individually important and valued. Lifelong friendships were continued from high school, and hundreds of new relationships were formed. The doors that would eventually open as the result of attending Troy University were gateways to the finest opportunities a music and music education career could offer. I couldn't be more pleased with having attended Troy University, where I am still an active supporter and enjoy friendships with a number of university administrators and faculty. Troy provided a bachelor's and a master's degree in music education and created additional opportunities to complete a doctoral program at Florida State University just a few years later.